It's time, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and lovers of pink notebooks all around the world. The West Ham Transfer Rumour Show is back. It's time to bring it back with the January transfer window just round the corner. It's not really, is it? It's what? 7 weeks away. The transfer window is 7 weeks away. It's not round the corner at all. I would advise that if you live 7 weeks away from the corner of your street, you probably don't want to start walking it. But anyway, new transfer window, new notebook. Is a brand new notebook. Look, first page in. It's a slightly different shade of pink, isn't it? I'm not very happy about it. I returned to the same place as before to purchase a new pink book ahead of the transfer window, and I was a bit disappointed actually. But anyway, new transfer window, new pink book, new recruitment team in charge, new scouts, gorgeous Santos at West Ham, David Moyes' son at West Ham is a scout as well, Rob Newman in there. But the one thing that's not new is the players. The transfer rumours themselves, they're not very new actually. Started noting all the players down who have been linked to West Ham in the previous week or so, and we've discussed half of them in the past. However, things change, circumstances change. We're now competing for the Champions League, aren't we? So there's lots of different things involved. So while the player itself remains, the story, the circumstances are no longer the same. The top of the list though is Jesse Lingard. I know. It's like a taboo word for some reason. Every time I say Lingard, one of the viewers gets really irritated. In fact, I think every time I say Lingard, someone else gets irritated. So if I keep saying Lingard, that's now 5 really angry viewers right now that are going to leave a comment saying, get over him, he's not coming back. Well, he might. He's in the pink book. If he's in the pink book, he might happen. I don't make the rumours, I just talk about them. But that is the rumour. The rumour is that Jesse Lingard's high on David Moyes' list for the January transfer window. It makes sense, doesn't it? And now that's a 6 angry person. We've now got 6 angry people now. But it does make sense. Besides Ben Rama goes away to African nations in January, we know that. Mikel Antonio is currently away with Jamaica and is a bit of an injury risk anyway. We know that as well. And I do think there's been 1 or 2 games this season. There's been more than that. There's been 3 or 4 games this season where 2 of the front 3, out of the front 3 I mean, Boy and Ben Rama and Fanals, 2 of the front 3 perhaps haven't played that well. And we've still gone on to win the game, so it's all brilliant. But there might be 1 or 2 games, like the Brentford one. The Brentford one's a prime example. I don't think they played particularly well in that game, and we come unstuck. Now yes, we conceded a last minute winner to that game, but even if we didn't concede that goal, we still drew it. And if we're trying to get top 4 football, which has to be the aim, then we need to be winning games like that. Simple as that. And so we possibly need an additional attacking player. The rumours are that Moyes wants a defender, a midfielder and a striker. And I'm pretty certain that's the rumour every single window since David Moyes has come back. And it's quite a safe rumour to make up, isn't it? There's literally 4 positions. If you want to be that blasé about it, you want to be that generic with defence, midfield and strikers, there's 4 positions. And I'm pretty certain we don't need a goalkeeper with Ariola, Randolph, Fabianski, David Martin, a couple of youngsters coming through that look good. I think they've done quite well to not say we're looking at a goalkeeper. But anyway, so Moyes apparently looking at getting in 3 players in January. Whether that happens or not, I'm not too sure. I don't expect big things to happen in terms of big things. I don't mean big money being spent. I think we might bring in 1 player on a permanent and 1 player on a loan or something of that ilk. But I do think there will be some activity at West Ham. Jesse Lingard, 7 angry people now, is probably at the top of that list because of the circumstances. He remained at Man U, we know that. At the start of the season he was getting bits and pieces, he was getting a few minutes here and there, scored the winner against us unfortunately. But since then his playing time's almost come to a halt really. He hasn't featured recently and he's now out the England squad. So Jesse Lingard's circumstances have massively changed since the window shut at the end of the summer. We know he's only got 6 months left on his contract come January. So it all sets up for Lingard, 8 angry people, leaving Man United. The fee is around 10 to 15 million. That's what's been touted at the moment. I still think it's a fantastic deal. I'm not going to go into it too much because I've already covered it. It just winds up people, and I quite like winding up people, to be honest with you. I'm feeling mischievous today. Anyway, so Lingard. James Tarkowski, another player that we've been linked with quite a bit under David Moyes. And the difference is we know Moyes likes him. We know that. We know Moyes likes Jesse Lingard. And we know David Moyes likes James Tarkowski. And the reason we know that is because David Sullivan told the world. David Sullivan went on TalkSport and almost justified his reasons for not paying 40 million for the Burnley centre-back. Now, whether you agree or disagree with David Sullivan's valuation of the player, it doesn't really matter, but what he did do is confirm that Tarkowski was a target of David Moyes. Now again, things have changed since then. So two things. First of all, is West Ham's situation. We signed Kurt Zouma for 25 million. Brilliant. Don't need him anymore. Sorted. But Bonus got injured. Okay, might need a centre back now. Tarkowski's situation has also changed since the summer. He's got 6 months to go on his contract. Will put a bit of pressure on Burnley. And apparently Burnley are willing to sell, but it will be around about £20 million. The reason for that is because they signed Gibson in the summer, didn't they? Which is Tarkowski's essentially longer term replacement at Burnley. So they've sort of bulked up in the centre back area. I say bulked up. They got another really good centre back in, and then their fourth choice is still Kevin Long. So they probably don't really want to be getting rid of Tarkowski at the moment, but they might have to. I guess the big question is, what do Burnley want to do? Do Burnley want to keep him and let him go for free at the end of the season and give themselves the best chance of staying in the Premier League? Or do they want to cash in on and get 20 million for a player that might walk out for free in 6 months, but then make it harder to avoid relegation? Because I think we've also got to consider the Newcastle factor here. Newcastle United are clearly going to have money to spend. Eddie Howe's gone in there. They basically said they're going to be spending money in January, and they have to. They've got to spend a lot of money in January just to remain in the Premier League, because getting relegated would be a disaster for them. Tarkowski and Lingard are probably 10. They're probably two players that would be high on the list of Newcastle. Why wouldn't they be? Premier League, experienced, good, walk into that Newcastle team, achievable in the sense that their contracts are running low. The clubs will probably be willing to sell. But the one advantage that West Ham have got compared to Newcastle is, there was a story the other day that apparently the other 19 Premier League clubs, if you like, are trying to come up with anyone but Newcastle ethos when it comes to selling players, because they don't agree with the new owners of Newcastle United. They've obviously blocked the shirt sponsorship temporarily to stop them using the shirt sponsors in order to put loads of money in and abide by FFP. Supposedly the clubs are coming up with that anyone but Newcastle rule when it comes to selling players. Don't help Newcastle. I think it's all very well saying that, but when it comes to it and the cash is on the table, I think it's a different thing. And we bid 50 million for a player and Newcastle over 20 for the same one. Are they really going to turn down that extra 5 million because it's Newcastle? I don't think so. I think it's all very well giving all this about principles and stuff, but then when the cash comes to it, I think principles will soon get pushed to the side. Basically what I'm saying is the principles have got a price. But anyway, back to the transfer rumours. So Tarkowski, I don't see it happening. I don't see us buying a centre-back. A loan deal perhaps, while Ogbonna gets better. I guess a large part of it depends on how bad the injury to Ogbonna is. But if he doesn't need surgery and he's out for only 3 months, he'll be back before the end of the season. So we don't need to spend money on a centre-back. However, if it's the worst news possible and he's out for 9 to 12 months, probably do need to buy one. I'm just not sure it'll be in January, so I could see a loan deal, like I said, and the player came up with the top of my head when I was doing a video with Gonzo the other day was Phil Jones. I could see a deal of that ilk happening, but it's a wait and see for that. Anthony Martial, I mean, it's a transfer rumour, but I can't really believe this one. It's a loan deal as well. Apparently we're being linked to him on loan. I just don't see it. Would I like him at West Ham? I'd absolutely love him at West Ham. I think he's a top player. But why would Man United do business? There's already enough sort of question marks over whether Man United would sell Lingard to West Ham, because there's a sense of saying, no, we'll help you because we are contenders for the top 4. If Man United don't get into the top 4, it's probably because us or Leicester or Arsenal maybe, or Tottenham, whatever, someone's essentially picked them to 4. That would mean Man U finish. So the last thing Man U want or need to do is strengthen West Ham. But I can sort of make a case for why they would sell Jesse to West Ham. I can make a case for that. I'd like to think I could hold my own in an argument. But in terms of loaning Anthony Martial to West Ham, it makes no sense for Man U. It makes zero sense whatsoever. Financially, they don't need it. They don't need the financial benefit of getting a couple of £1 million for loaning him to West Ham, getting his wages off the books. Experience for Martial, he's got plenty of it. Yeah, I just don't see why they would loan him. Do I think they might loan him out? Possibly, but not to West Ham, Tottenham or Arsenal or Leicester. Forget that. Someone like Wolves or something, yeah, they can have him to help them take points off of teams like us that are competing for the top 4. So that one I'm going to dismiss straight away. But then we're on to Simone. Yes, son of the Simone, doing really well over in Serie A this season. We were linked to him for the last 2 transfer windows now. His experience in Serie A had been sort of hit and miss then, but since then he's been playing more regularly, scoring some goals as well. But I just don't know enough about the player. I don't watch Italian football, so I can't tell you how well he's going. But that's a transfer rumour. Simone. Also Hosek. Now we all know about him, youngster over in Czech, plays for Sparta Prague, who also Daniel Kaczynski has a share of 40% in. So it becomes a bit easier. We'd been linked to him for quite a while now, but it becomes a little bit more believable, if you like. It seems quite an easy transfer to do. The problem is there's a bit of a conflict of interest here now, isn't there? Because Kaczynski obviously wants to help strengthen West Ham, but surely he can't do it at the cost of weakening Sparta Prague's other team. Now he might be all for transferring Hosek to West Ham United, but it doesn't mean he's going to do it for cheap. We're not going to get a bargain. He's got to do right by Sparta Prague as well. Otherwise, all he's going to do is essentially turn the fan base against him. Even more so, you know, like I said, we've had a bit of feedback in the comments and videos and stuff from Sparta Prague fans saying they're not keen on Daniel Kaczynski. The last thing he needs to do is take their best player, their superstar kid, and give him to West Ham for cheap. It's not a good thing for him to do, is it? But I could see this deal happening, because I think it's sort of like you have to sometimes take advantage of the opportunity, and I think it makes sense for all parties, because he's going to leave Sparta Prague at some point, right? I think everybody agrees with that. He's going to leave at some point. So the ideal solution would be he comes to West Ham and we pay a fair fee for him. We pay Sparta Prague for what he's worth, and it becomes an easy transfer to do. Complicated and easy at the same time, if that makes sense at all. Probably not, but there you go. Coletta Carr has been linked to us again. I don't think the Marseille link is going to go away anytime soon. We sort of covered it. We've hired Georges Santos, who was a scout at Marseille. Obviously, Rob Newman was at Man City while Georges Santos was at Man City, and then Aldridge comes into it. I'm not going to try and do his first name. Aldridge comes into it as well, who has links with Rob Newman, has links with Santos, has links with Marseille, who's no longer at Marseille, but he certainly tried to sell Coletta Carr to Manchester City when Rob Newman was there. So the whole Marseille players to West Ham, I don't think the rumours are going to go away anytime soon. Coletta Carr's an easy one, an obvious one to do for the same reasons. He's been linked to us in the past, and a centre-back gets injured, West Ham must want a centre-back. But I'm going to believe it or not, while I think there is some merit in linking us to Marseille players, I think it's just easy journalism at the minute, because it's like really simple maths equations to some extent. West Ham have injured centre-back. We need to make up transfer rumours for West Ham. What will we do? Well, centre-back. They need a centre-back. He's injured. Let's find some centre-backs that might be available or may transfer to a club or whatever. I just think it becomes a bit like that. Belotti, we know his contract's running out in Italy at Torino. His contract is running low. He's only got 6 months to go. It doesn't look like he's going to be signing a new contract either. Another player we've been linked with, again, I think we've been linked with every one of these players, except Anthony Martial. Or the next guy. There's one more guy after this. But he's been linked to us. However, I have tried to sort of keep an eye on this rumour. Between the summer and now, I kept an eye on the rumour because, well, if he was out of contract, surely we'd make a move for him. Why would we not? He's a top striker over in Italy. You could easily see him being a success in the Premier League and at West Ham United. So you sort of keep an eye on it. But the noise in Italy, which is more important than what the noise is in England in regards to this player and transfer, is that he's going to move to an Italian club. He's just going to go to a bigger club than Torino for free at the end of the season. Who that might be, I don't know. One of the Milan, Juventus, I'm not sure. It depends on who qualifies for European football, so on and so forth. But I'd imagine he's going to stay in Italy and go to a club for free at the end of his contract at the end of the season. However, the one advantage that West Ham do have over Italian clubs is on the 1st of January, legally and publicly, we are able to negotiate with Belotti to try and get him on a free contract on the Bosman ruling. You know, you're not allowed to do it in England, you're not allowed to do it with Premier League clubs, so we can't negotiate with Lingard on the 1st of January to try and get him signed a pre-contract, but Lingard can negotiate with an Italian club. He can negotiate with a foreign club on the 1st of January. Swings around about because we can now negotiate with Belotti if we wanted to. On the 1st of January, so maybe wait and see, but I'm not too keen on it. I'm not convinced. And then we've got Rob Dickie, QPR centre-back, 25 years old. Can't say I've seen much of him, but he's highly rated at QPR. You know, arguably one of their best players, if you like. And I think these centre-backs, funnily enough, while I've dismissed Tarkowski because of the money involved, and I think Tarkowski's almost too good. We don't... Saying that, I said this about Zuma, really. I thought Ogbonna, Zuma, Diop and Dawson seemed a bit too much. It was almost like having 4 heavyweights on your book in the centre-back area, and I just thought it was a bit too many players. But anyway, it's worked with Europa League and stuff. But I'm not sure having Tarkowski and extending Ogbonna's deal, you've then got 5 heavyweight superbacks, and I'm not sure we need that. It's almost like a bad distribution of wages as well, to some extent, overloading that one area, especially when you're really light up front. But someone like Dickie or Waddle from the Championship, I can maybe see it actually. Someone that will come in and have a smaller role for the next year or something. And I'm talking next season and the rest of this season, so the next 18 months. And then Ogbonna's contract does come to an end naturally. He's 36 next May, as in May 2023, he'd be 36 years old. Or 35. He's 34 this May, so he'd be 35, sorry. Which is a natural time to say goodbye to your centre-back, isn't it? And then Waddle, or Dickie in this case, would be 27 years old, which is like prime time for a centre-back, really. So I could maybe see something happening with a Championship centre-back where we do bring him in. He has his opportunity between now and the end of the season. Maybe he takes a back seat once Ogbonna's back, then when Ogbonna leaves, he steps up again. I wouldn't dismiss those ones, but I don't know enough about Rob Dickie. But what I am going to do though in this video is put a link to the player profiles I've discussed over on the Transfer Market website in the description below if you fancy checking them out. And there you go. Pink book closed. The transfer rumours show has been kicked off between now and January. There's a lot of games. We have a lot of games coming up between now and Christmas. There's an incredible amount of football, so it's going to be hard to do some transfer rumour shows. That's why I thought I'd kick it off now anyway. But tomorrow's video will be West Ham news roundup. Those little snippets of news where it's not newsworthy enough to discuss it on its own, such as West Ham got 4 new directors. So we know 2 of them, Kretinsky and his mate, but there's another 2 being added to the board as well. There's been changes at the London 23 management team, so we'll deal with that in tomorrow's video. But if you've enjoyed this one, drop a like on it, subscribe if you're new around here. I'll catch you in a bit.